Oh my god, I almost had a perfect intro. What is up, everybody? Welcome on in today's episode of Sundays with Sin. I have my amazing, um, I have my little brother with me today. Welcome in, Jordan. Dad, thank you for making an account. I just want to point out that my dad went ahead, does not follow any streaming or gaming content at all whatsoever. He actually downloaded Kick, signed up, followed me, and commented in the chat to go ahead and help me as we push for partnership. Shout out to Jordan, Demonic, Papa Red. Thank you guys for tuning on in. This is my little brother Riley. He is oh shit, how old are you? You're 20. Don't tell me. You're 24. Right? You're 24? Yeah, okay. All right. So he's my little brother, he's my baby brother. Riley, go ahead and just tell us a bit about you real quick, I guess, if you want. Say hi to the people. You gotta speak into your fucking mic. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Talk into it like you're talking in a walkie-talkie, my guy.
Okay, I'm right.
Nope, nope, nope. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that.
Okay,
Just
I'm right.
right. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm 24,
Yeah.
and I'm Sam's brother.
Way to dox me. Thank you so much.
And
Yeah.
that's me.
That's you. Guys, we're also starting a GoFundMe to get Riley a new pair of headphones. You'll have to
Bro,
excuse
they're fine.
the poor quality. I'm telling you, you are like cutting in and out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the connection, if they're not charged. I'm not sure what the fuck is going on with your headset.
What about now?
Yeah, you sound great right now.
Yeah, I took them out.
Exactly, because it's the fucking
Oh,
headphones. It's the headphones. So
they're the
anyway,
AirPod Pros.
what?
I said they're the AirPod Pros.
Well, they're
The
not very
second ones.
professional.
They're actually very good for anybody that has an iPhone and would like a pair. Just go get you one because they're worth it.
Riley is also an aspiring what are you not a clout chaser, but what is it? Like an inspo model, like you're trying to go ahead and do promotional little shout outs for Sheen and now Apple, and
No,
Riley has
there's no promotion about it. It's just Sheen is cheap.
Sheen is
Sheen is
cheap.
awesome.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. So
Today's episode, we were going to talk about some of our fondest Halloween memories. We were going to try and dive into a couple different scary movies because Riley is a horror fanatic. And also, I did have a really cool, like, kind of creepy. What did you say? What did I say? Why are you laughing?
no, Chris is in there. He's in there playing the game, and he just keeps on looking over here, trying
Trying to be
to zone
nosy?
him out.
Trying to be
Yeah.
nosy? Like a nosy motherfucker,
Yes.
you know? Damn.
Tell you what, acts like he owns everything.
Anyway, so if you were, what would you say is probably your favorite thing about Halloween?
The best part about Halloween. um.
Oh my God, are you nervous right now?
Yeah, a bit. I don't know what to say.
Why?
Best
I'm
part about
nobody.
Halloween.
I'm nobody. It's just like going over to your sister's house and meeting her friends. Like that's literally what's happening right now. You're just meeting my friends.
Okay, well, then I don't know. Really, like maybe. Well, stuff has changed so much for like Halloween, so I don't know what like my favorite part. Probably just the movies. There you go.
Movies?
The
What
movies.
movies do you watch on
Yeah, because you know
Halloween?
what? Wait, I say happy holidays to everybody at work and stuff, and everybody's been asking me like, what holiday is coming up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Halloween. But okay, so I just sound like happy
So you
Halloween.
so
I
you
don't think
include
anybody
Halloween in the
really.
happy holidays?
Yeah,
Because other
it's
people
a
say happy
holiday.
holidays, they think of like, Thanksgiving and
Christmas.
Christmas and Kwanzaa and New Year's and stuff like that. What is up, Mac? Hello, welcome on in. How are we? Let's see here. Sorry, I was like my screen just kind of glitched, so I was like just trying to like double take here and figure out what just happened. Let's see here real quick. You want Papa Red says, I want to know the funniest, most embarrassing thing he remembers Sin has done. I actually have a really good one. I don't know if you remember it, but you go ahead. What do you think is the funniest, most embarrassing
Well, what's
thing that you
yours?
remember I've done? What's
What was
mine?
yours?
Okay,
Yeah.
mine was so I was in the seventh grade, and I went ahead and I got invited to this Halloween party. Okay, and we lived in an area where it was predominantly like people of color, and like a Latina kind of area. Like we were one of, I mean, we weren't one of the only, white people essentially in the area, but it was like there was few of us, and we had a lot of friends that are like people of color in our neighborhood and stuff. So I'm putting that into perspective because of how inappropriate my costume was this year. Um, I get invited to a Halloween party, and mind you, I'm in seventh grade, so I'm super innocent, right? Like I don't know anything about racial comments or anything. The only racial thing ever was our stepdad like saying the N word a lot, and we just ignored it because we were kids. What were we gonna do? But I get invited to this Halloween party, and it's my friend Jermisha. If you're listening to this, I still think of this day like it was yesterday. Um, Jermisha is a young black woman with a black family, and so it's just black people at this party, and I'm the only white girl that shows up. And I put into perspective of this because my Halloween costume that year was a monkey. I dressed up as a monkey. I painted my face brown. I carried a banana. I was dressed in all black. I had the ears. It's like I did blackface before it was like blackface. And I didn't think anything of it until demonic, I swear to God. I'm like, Jamisha laughs at me because she's just like, honey, like it's not a problem. Nobody was like paying attention. Like you're okay. And I was like, dude, but like it
Yeah,
was such
nobody
an
was
innocent
worried.
moment. And I was like, how did I do this? Like, why did my parents let me out of the freaking door? I'm like, why was this a thing? Do you remember that? I got so embarrassed at the
No,
party.
but I remember you telling me about it.
I remember getting so embarrassed at the party. I had to go to their bathroom, excuse myself, and go wash my face because I was just like, I feel so wrong right now. Because when we stepped out to go to the party, everything was fine, but then we had cell phones at the time, and I remember getting a text message from mom or Brad or something, and it was like along those lines. It's like when texting was like a first a thing, and he was making fun of me for it, and so then I became self conscious of it. So I wiped off my face because I got embarrassed and self conscious, thinking my costume was shit. But then I later learned that it wasn't that; it was because it could have been deemed racist, and I had no idea. Yeah, demonic. I wish that wasn't a thing. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh. Demonic says my most embarrassing moment was my mom catching me trick or treating in what was known as the 13 floors of horrors at the local college. Made it to the seventh floor. Okay.
Not a bad score.
What do you think is the most embarrassing thing that I've done?
Um, I wouldn't say. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. But you remember where we were living upon? So there's actually two. Remember the time when we were living in Dutch Hollow? But
Oh my
I
God.
can't remember if we were going up the stairs or down the stairs. But you were holding onto the rail and it like fell off. And that was pretty bad. But then there was that other time where dad took us to the airport because I was going back, right? And we got fries and stuff, and I don't know
I
where
had
dad
cheese
went. I think he
fries.
went to go get, yeah, I think he went to go get his silverware or whatever and him some food. But that old guy came up to you and was like, "You keep eating those, you're gonna get fat."
No, he said if
And
you
then he
keep
just
eating those, you're gonna get kinkles, is what he said.
and
Kinkles.
then he just like walked away. Like that was so random.
What about those? Speaking of airports and dad, also dad's in chat. Hi, dad. Hi, wavy. What about the
So,
time when we flew in super late to Fort Lauderdale and we were looking for dad, and I saw this guy who was like kind of heavier set and bald, and I thought it was dad, and so I waved and I shouted at him, and I started walking really fast, only to learn that it wasn't dad, and dad was outside waiting for us.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Dad says that's not funny. I don't know, Pops. That was pretty hilarious to us.
He thinks it's pretty funny. Or the time that whenever we went down there for Christmas,
yeah,
and we were dressed. Okay, so he took us out to eat, right? And me and you were dressed like, oh, this is summer, like whatever, yada yada yada. And bro, we're sitting there and we're fucking freezing, like.
Yeah, it was the first time we were introduced to like a Florida cold, and we're like, this is freezing. Like, it's supposed to be warm down here. Yeah. We were ready.
No.
Or what about one of the first times we flew down to Florida? And it was during like the heat, like it was hot outside, but it was cold for us up north, and so we're bundled up and we're wearing like our pajamas over sweatpants, and like we're like huddled in, and we're like dressed like we're in a blizzard, and we get off the airplane, we're out of the airport, and we start sweating immediately, and we're like, we need to go to the bathroom and change, dude. Like, I'm dripping sweat.
Yeah, because it was like in Illinois around that time in the morning or whatever, like it is like freezing or whatever. So then when we got to Florida, it was like that was not freezing. That was pretty damn warm, and we like switched so quick.
Yeah. That was some good times. I gotta say, what is your favorite Halloween memory? Do you have a favorite Halloween memory? I have a least favorite Halloween memory.
Which one's that?
My least favorite Halloween memory? When you went into a diabetic coma.
Oh, duh. Well, not duh, but I always forget that was around Halloween.
I do too. I think it was pretty wild. I remember
I went to Halloween trick-or-treating with Kevin and Rachel, and then that week or whatever, like just out for the count. Like,
well, you were already pretty sick at that point, and you came in, and your friends, like, they stayed the night and like laid down in like the other room that's now Mama's like workshop area. They were sleeping in that room on the floor, but you were already pretty fucking like worn out. Like, you had just mustered enough strength to actually get up and go with your friends. Oh no, they went trick-or-treating for you.
Yeah, but that's Dad's gaming room.
Your old room is Dad's gaming room.
No.
Yes.
No.
If you go down the hallway, there's the bathroom.
You go down the hallway.
There's a bathroom. There's a room right here.
Room.
Okay.
That's my room.
That's your room. That's Dad's gaming room.
No, that's...
He is in chat. He is in chat right now telling me that I am correct. If you go down the hall, you have one door here, one door here. Bathroom, laundry room. You have another door right here, and then a door right in front of you.
Well, the second door down there, that was the spare bedroom.
Right, which was your bedroom. It was my bedroom.
No, whenever me and Chris were just down there. Whenever we were living down there.
Well, you're wrong now. I'm right.
I think I'm still right.
You're not, because our father, who owns this house that we are talking about, is in chat.
It's okay to be a sore
telling me that I am right.
Gotcha. Sore loser.
Okay, fuck you. Anyway, back to the original fucking story. You fucking asshole. No, the original story, you didn't even go trick-or-treating. Your friends went trick-or-treating for you. They came back to the house and had bags of candy. You were like basically dead in your room, and they were in the other room laying on the floor. Dad says we're both right, but we're gonna ignore that.
Dad knows it ain't no bullfight. I don't compete whenever I'm right.
Okay. All right. Anyway, back to the fucking our scheduled broadcast here. God, why did I fucking invite you onto this? I just want to know, how high did you get before I called you the second time?
Well, I told Chris I'm gonna hit this bong real quick. Which, by the way, I just want to let you guys know it's a twist on cap bong, so you can bring that thing anywhere with any bottle on a road trip. You want to go hiking with Bay, you want to go meet up at the park, you can take it anywhere. It screws in real tight. It's real nice. It's just 2 pieces. Right? Just saying.
That's
Sheen.
great. I'll post up on Sheen. There it is. I was waiting for that part. Riley has a strong addiction to Sheen lately. He's been getting all his stuff there. He got a faux pair of Yeezys on there, which are the absolutely most ugly and disgusting shoes I've ever seen in my entire life. That makes them even grosser. Okay, clogs. Okay. Anyway. I was gonna say, we were talking about I was actually talking to Dad about how we were gonna do this podcast, and we were gonna talk about, and Dad was the one who brought up the Halloween where you almost died. I was also gonna bring up the Halloween where I knew you were gay.
Dad. Oh my god. And here I'm thinking, like, y'all are wondering, like, what was, like, your favorite part to dress up? Like, no.
What was your favorite part to dress up?
Well, I always went as, like, an orange cat, so.
When was that? Was that before or after you stopped wearing my dresses?
Still to this day. I go as an orange cat. I just go and to the Family Dollar, Dollar General, grab like orange ears.
Dad says you're dressed up now. What was he dressed up as? A pizza delivery boy?
I actually tie-dyed this shirt from...
You tie-dyed it? It looks like you just got color on it in random spots. It does not look tie-dyed.
Well, there's
did you try to tie-dye it?
Yeah. The type of tie-dye that we got was the spray. So whenever we bunched it up, it didn't soak through. It just got like the spots that you sprayed.
I think Dad's trying to say you look ugly because he goes, oh, that's not his costume. I think Dad's trying to say you're ugly, which is very bold of him to say because you look just like him.
You guys share the same forehead.
The fucking audacity. That concludes today's podcast and fucking rat bastard. Oh. Anyway, you fucking asshole. All right. Whatever. That's because I'm bored. Bald. You mean father? You mean bald? B-A-L-D, not B-A-L-L-E-D? There's something else. There's something else you and your father have in common, apparently. Aside from the fact that you're both dropouts.
Ballin'.
My forehead is big because I have no hair. Then what the fuck is the excuse for me, Dad? Because I have hair. Those are your genetics.
She got you on that one.
Yeah, your hair's gonna fall out soon anyway, so.
I got blue hair dye for tonight, so.
Oh, yeah? You're dyeing your hair blue? What for? Are you going through a midlife crisis? You out of your antidepressants?
Well, that and I don't know. Just something about blue makes me, like, feel depressed. No.
Feel depressed? Yeah. I don't need hair dye to tell me that I'm feeling depressed, you know? I just look around and see I have 13 loads of laundry to do.
Damn, ain't that the truth?
So anyway, I was gonna tell a story.
Halloween villain? Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck you. You mean Halloween villain is in like scary movies? Is that what we're talking about? So are we talking about like the originals where it's like, are we talking about like Ghostface, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael? Are we talking like in that aspect? Or are we talking about like my favorite scary movie villain? And what do we classify as favorite scary movie? Because I do have a favorite scary movie, but there's not really.
Those were both the same question.
Were they?
Yeah, you said,
I'm not sure
you named those
because
slashers, and then you were like, this super
well,
movie
he's
villain.
my favorite like scary movie that I really enjoy is Sinister, and that's not a thrasher.
Chris
It's
is
like
so afraid of that movie. He says it's
it's
so good.
so
No movie has
good,
topped it. I
dude. I'm
agree
telling
with him,
you.
honestly. You remember whenever I was living with you in Florida? That movie and Bambi were the only two movies that I had for the PS2. So I would be up in
Yeah,
the living room. Oh my gosh, Sinister would keep me up.
I
So
don't think
honestly,
there's a
hands
second
down.
one, isn't there?
Yeah, but I don't think it's as good. The first one just kind of
Yeah,
topped it, So that one was pretty good. It was not so much the villain, but that's a good Halloween movie.
I
That would
never
actually top five.
watched. I don't think I watched the second one at all. I don't think I did.
Ain't
Um,
missing.
what would you say is your favorite your favorite like scary movie to watch? Your favorite like your top five favorite scary movies.
Like what kind of scary movie? Like slasher? We talk
That's
about
what I mean.
paranormal,
Like, what
sci-fi,
time? What do we think? Like, really good
like a
question. It's a really good
genre. What
question.
genre of horror are we thinking of? Like,
I don't know. Dad says, "Do you remember watching Spit on My Grave?"
oh my God. Yes, I do. And all three of those movies are just absolutely horrific. And I bet he remembers Evil Dead. I literally couldn't watch that movie. I like even told
What?
him, like, picked it out. But you remember that sectional, the blue
Yeah.
sectional? Bro, I was up standing and I was walking and stuff. I could not sit there and watch it. There's just
What?
parts of it where it freaks me like, oh, bro, no.
What was the movie where there was like it's like a weird creepy house and there's like these creatures underneath the house that eat like everything but the teeth? You remember
Oh,
that?
that's Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Is that what that one is? That one was
Yeah,
kind of
that one's
creepy.
pretty
I watched
good.
that like twice, I think. Do you remember there was like a time period? So if you notice a movie, sometimes like those like not like huge blockbuster movies, but like kind of cool ones come out and they have like a similar name to it. So it was like the unborn, the uninvited, and
Yeah,
there was another one too. But the unborn was it
Unwanted.
unborn? Was it unwanted? Because it was a girl who was babysitting a little kid, right? And then she learned that there's like this demon that's trying to possess her. So like one of her eyes starts turning colors, turns blue.
And that's
Remember?
Unborn.
I think that's unborn because
Yeah.
spoiler alert, if you guys don't want to hear it, fast forward or come back here in like 10 minutes. But um unborn, so it ended up being where like she had this Jewish grandma who was in the concentration camps. The grandma had a twin because twins ran in the family, and the her twin died in the concentration camps, but they brought the twin back to life. And when he came back to life, he brought a demon back to our world, and then she had to defeat him. Well, the generations passed, so she has her own kids, then she has her grandkids, and it's about the daughter, so the granddaughter essentially. At the end of the movie, we realize she gets exorcised, obviously. We go ahead and we spew the demon. She's back to normal two color, same color eyeballs. Then we find out not only is she pregnant, she's pregnant with twins. And then it's like the cycle recreates because it runs in their family. And so this demon is still attached to her. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one.
I
Me
remember
and Chris
that.
have,
I was gonna say I only remember that because the boyfriend of the girl, one, he ends up dying, and two,
yeah, he
because
was.
he was James in Twilight, so he was the bad guy in Twilight. Remember, he looked
Well,
like kind of like a lion.
recently, me and Chris, so like we've been watching these horror movies where like like at the end of like a regular horror movie, like Insidious, all that shit or whatever, there's like bottom of the line, it comes down to like a happy ending or whatever, like like they get their lick back, you know what I mean? Like at the end of Michael Myers,
Yeah, there's
that
always
girl
like
came
a
out with like a
positive.
baseball bat. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
always but lately we've been watching these movies that like don't have a happy ending. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
But it leaves you on that cliffhanger where it's like, yo, like you really have, like you just got to watch it 100%. One of them is Life. We watched like this movie called Life, and that one I would say it's a horror movie because it's kind of like an alien slasher, you know, but it's very good toward like you'll just watch it. That's a good one.
I think I have another thing to say about that, but before I get back to that, there was a with the unborn, right? There was the other one, it was Uninvited. Do you remember that one?
That one was so good. I tell Chris about that. Like
That
whenever I talk about
one,
psych
I
movies.
literally will try and watch that tonight, actually, because that movie was so good. Had me on the edge of my seat. One, I was fucking terrified, right? Because I'm just like, oh my God, her stepmom's trying to fucking kill her.
Yeah.
And then you realize, no, she's not. You killed her already. And your fucking sister. Her sister did exist. Her sister died with her mom.
Oh, okay.
Remember, that's what the boathouse on the dock was. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm fairly certain because they had like the lake house, and then it was like the house on the lake, obviously. But then there was like this little boathouse by the dock, right? So it was like their shed, and that caught on fire. That was the whole accident, and why she was taken away.
Sorry.
No, I was saying she was taken away, and she came back. And she was having these flashbacks, these mental images, because we knew mom was no longer in the picture. And then we learned that mom's not in the picture. And her nanny is now her new stepmom. And so she pieced it together in her head that the nanny killed her mom and her sister in that little shed and set it on fire. Turns out she did it, and now she's back to kill the fucking nanny. But the craziest part of it is that she's so delusional in her head and she has so many mental things going on blocking it that like she truly believes what we are seeing as one side of the story. Like she truly believes that this is what's happening until something clicks.
That happened.
Right. So then something clicks for us. When it clicks for her, I think she has like a confrontation with her dad or something. Like her dad finally comes home.
Well, I thought
he was like away from business.
Whenever he says, well, I thought it was near the end whenever that one big chick or guy, long hair, the bully, actually like welcomes her back or whatever. And it turns out he's a psycho patient. And then like it all like unfolds like this whole time. And that scene where her sister was arguing with her dad and the dad pays no attention, it's because
she wasn't there because she was dead. She was imagining that in her head. That's what it was. The sister did exist. She was just already dead during the movie. Because she had killed her.
Scene freaked me out.
The which one?
The boyfriend scene.
The boyfriend scene.
Dad remembers this one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mirrors.
Love you too, Dad. Have a good night. Mirrors. That one.
Love you, Dad.
Oh, wait, that's the one. Is that Bruce Willis that's in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's trying to like, but then he ends up getting trapped in the mirror at the end of it. Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
And the thing that everybody remembers is her taking a bath. His sister. Oh
my God. That scene, I could not fucking watch that. That scene gave me nightmares. Oh my God.
Shower and stuff because we went to the beach and I was like, I don't really feel comfortable.
Yeah, I couldn't look in a mirror for like a week, dude. Dad said mirrors was crazy. Yeah, I could not. I literally could not go past a mirror for like a week. I couldn't look into a mirror, none of it, because I was just terrified.
It always made me second guess. Like, ooh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Good. Sinister was good. So have you seen Sinister 2? Because I haven't.
I've seen clips of it on YouTube. You know how they have those movie clips and stuff, but Chris has seen it all the way through. And
yeah, compared to the first one, do you think that like it's not as good?
Well, the first one, you remember what really did it for me is the videotapes. They felt so real. It was like, Oh my god, and then whenever he finally pieced it together that it's the kids or the
Yeah,
youngest kid, and
it's
it's
like
like,
too late.
fuck.
By the
Ooh,
time he pieces
that
it together,
shit.
he's because does he piece it together when he's drinking like a glass of whiskey and like the glass of whiskey's already poisoned to like knock him out? That's like right
Yeah,
when
the cup
he
of coffee, and
or
I
cup of
think it was
coffee,
brought
yeah.
by the little girl, and she just walks down the hallway with like the
The
axe or her
mm-hmm.
hand up
And she
against the
like
wall, and it's like,
joins him like with all the other kids. Dude, that's fucking wild. You know, I've been
yes.
playing actually horror games on stream this past week for Halloween, and you know how I am about horror. I'm not a huge fan of it. It has to really get my mind, like get me interested with the story of it. There is a game called Madison. It is on PlayStation Store for like less than $40. If you want to play a fucking horror game, get this game. It is single player, so you can't play it together, but you can be in the same room together and play it. I'm like 20% of the way done with the game, if that. And I literally have clips of me crying on stream because it got me so good. The idea behind this that I've gathered so far is that this kid wakes up in this room. His dad's on the outside of the room crying. He's like, how could you do this to our family, to your sister, to your mother? Something like that, right? And the kid's like talking to himself and he feels like he's going crazy. Each time you're somewhere, it is a puzzle on how to get to move on to the next step. So you gotta look around for things to figure out what you're supposed to grab, where you're supposed to put it. All the while, there's crazy music. There's like weird, creepy sounds. Thunder will happen out of nowhere. It's insane. If you get the headphones that like go in your ears, that's the way to fucking do it. But he is then gifted a camera and you take pictures of things and they have hints of where you're supposed to take pictures because there'll be like little pieces of like a Polaroid picture like on the floor around areas where you need to use your camera for it. And so far what I'm gathering is that the girl who owned the camera before him, her name was Madison, and she was like doing a witch ritual or something, like a satanic ritual of sacrificing her family. And this kid is now possessed with that same demon, and I think he killed his family too. But it's like the weird stage of like so when you're watching a movie, right? For example, Insidious, you have like the real world of what's going on, and then like when they go into the red door, right? So in
Yeah.
this game, I think we're kind of in his mindset of essentially a red door esque kind of vibe because nothing seems really real the way it is. He starts getting headaches sometimes. You'll hear scratching of a pen and paper, and then something's in his notebook, and you'll be able to see what he put in there. Um, and then you're just like kind of rummaging through this whole house. Where there's like weird pictures all over the wall of this chick. I think we just discovered it's his grandma because she went blind, and it's just like portraits, the same portrait of her, like 50 times in one room. So I don't think it's actually in the real world, but it's so fucking good and scary. I actually enjoy playing it.
You should try, like, if you're really, I don't know, bro. You like, for me, I don't know if you would really consider them horror games. You could probably ask your chat or whatever. I can't see what they say, but
Yeah, because you don't have me pulled up
like,
on Kick. Got it.
right. But
Anyway,
I would say that Subnautica, that's a good scary game. And
yeah,
then
I've heard of that
um
one.
The Forest. The
The
Forest is like
Forest.
honestly kind of like wicked crazy. Like you're put up in a situation where it's literally like you're the only survivor from this plane crash and your son gets taken by who's known as like the Red Man. And then from there, bro, you're on this island. Shit just gets crazy. Like
Yeah.
you're not alone. Uh like pretty much the only source of light you have is like a lighter. I think there's other things you can do too, but bro, I got too scared. And then
Demonic said the
Subnautica,
Forest is good. Until Dawn is good too. I've been playing that one. Have you played that? It's free with the PlayStation Pass. Actually,
I don't have PlayStation Pass.
I don't know if it's on Xbox or not. I can look at it for you. It's called Until Dawn. but it's like an interactive. You remember Black Mirror, and when they came out with a movie, and like the movie on Netflix, you had to make choices on, and
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, I do. I've
so
seen
that's
it
how
like
this
on
game is like you
Wendigo.
have an option to make certain choices. And yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good. I got
I'm
scared
not
by a
really into
raccoon
games
and a
like
deer.
this though.
I wasn't either, but I will say
I'm
I am
into the
very
like
interested.
interactive.
This one is interactive, but it's like you have to make the choices to do stuff, and you have to actually like move around and stuff too. Like you have to, but I'm telling you, I think you should try it. I think you would like it, honestly. I really do.
Subnautica is something that you should try. If you try Subnautica and stream it or something, I will try.
I will get Subnautica and stream it if you get off your lazy fucking ass and download the fucking app and log in with your Gmail and create an account and comment in my chat. The second you do that is the
I
second
was
I will
just
get
joking. I
Subnautica.
can see the chat. I'm in here. Hey
Really? What's the
everybody.
last message I got on chat?
Why would I expose you like that? I'm not gonna do that because that's your
Everybody else can
business.
see it. Everybody else can see it. There's no exposing.
But
There's no
everybody else
exposure.
doesn't hear it. It's just me
Go
and you.
ahead. Just read out loud to the
Why?
class. Read
I'm
out
not
loud to the
like that.
class.
I'm not that type of person.
Right, exactly. Because you can't see chat because you don't have it pulled up because you didn't download the app. Got it. You don't love me. Got it. Not note that. Jot that down real quick. Got it. Anyway,
Take a picture of it. Frame it.
take a picture of it. All right, whatever. Have you had any personal experiences in your life where you're like, okay, ghosts are fucking real?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, one time specific is I was living up in Florida,
Yeah.
and this was whenever I was in middle school. And
Okay.
then I came back to Illinois and I was there, I'm pretty sure for winter break. So it was like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
They put like I exchanged rooms with Lily Kai.
Okay.
I exchanged rooms with Kai. And so I'm up in you remember the old Fallon house, how like you go down the hallway and then your guys' room basically is like split in half and it's made into two rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up on this side, okay?
My old room, the blue
And
room.
no, the other one.
Morgan and Kai's old room.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm up on that side. And I'm sitting there up on the bed. This was like my first night there before me and the girls switched again. Cause I was like, Morgan can have my old room and then I
Right.
can, you know. So then like I was looking up, I think it was I was talking to this boy named Emmanuel. And he was I don't even know what the hell he was
Is this when
doing,
you
to be
were a
honest.
closet gay still, or no? You came out of the closet this time, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like open and fine with being gay.
Yeah, because you came out when you were in Florida. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah,
continue.
I did.
You're talking to
And
Emmanuel.
so I'm talking to him or whatever, and I'm talking to him about ghosts because, like, for some reason, I was in some spooky, like, wanting to do some spooky shit. But, like, everybody else in the house, you know how that house is. The lights is off, everybody's out.
That house is
Like,
haunted.
right. So I'm in there and I'm searching, and I came across on Google, like, this, I think it's Iowa Murder House, Axe Murder House, something like that.
Okay.
And I was reading into the story, and that shit was so wild because, like, it was like a family. I think it was like a mom, a dad, obviously, a son, maybe
Okay.
two daughters, but then two other kids that were over from church that night, but they were all killed with like an axe or whatnot. And I'm reading this shit and like I'm texting him about it or whatever. And then he's like talking about like, oh, we don't really like fool around with ghosts like that. And I was like, okay, I ain't fooling around with ghosts, blah, blah. But then like I'm reading more into it and it brings me to this website and it was just like all red and stuff. So I just like keep on reading and I
Mm-hmm.
swear to you, there was like a knock and a scratch on the other side of the closet. And that shit scared me so much that I packed up all the shit and I moved into the living room and slept out there that night because
The blue
it was
room in
just
that
creepy.
house, the blue room, so my old room, that room, either the room was haunted or I was haunted because when I would go in the blue room is when I would start hearing things, seeing things. There'd be noises coming from the closet that there, like I would get up and check, and there's nothing in the closet. My light would switch on every now and then, which of course people are gonna say it's electricity things, whatever, right? And then I always saw a shadowy figure in Jacob's room, the red room. Always. There's always a
That was
shadowy
my room
figure.
at first.
Well, yeah, but I ended up being Jake's room too. But it was like in different spots. There was and I would turn on the light and look, and there's like nothing that could make this shadow figure. There's nothing there. Right? And it was just it's always there. And it was in three different spots all the time. And I'm just like, this is fucking creepy. That house is haunted. I don't care what anybody says. That house is haunted. And I could even excuse some of people's actions in that house due to the haunting of it. I could say, you know what, probably amplified certain things because there was a really dark energy in that
I
fucking
mean, like, if you
house.
think about it for real, like, if you think about it, say that, like,
Hmm.
everything is haunted or whatever, right? Say
Yeah.
that it is. Well, if they kill you, right? I mean, you just get brought to exactly where they're stuck now. So it's like, we're both stuck here. But
Maybe they're
now,
lonely.
like, well, honestly, you think about it, like, now, like, I know it sounds like a joke, but now we can put our hands on each other. So it's like, what was the point of killing me? You see
Because
what
now
I'm
I'm going to
saying?
beat your
So
ass.
basically, like, and now we can just go toe to toe for years and years to come. Like, I might get my ass whooped, but you're getting yours whooped too.
We have eternity now, bitch. Bring it on. All right, I have
But
one for
that's
you.
just
You
one of my
ready?
go-to.
So this story isn't actually mine. It's actually Leanna's. You ready for this?
The
Yeah,
Ouija
hi to your
board.
cat. Yes, so you know this story. So let me put this into perspective. So we had it was our mother's friend growing up. Her name was Leanna. And as we got older, she's only 10 years older than me. She became actually one of my best friends. So she went from being my babysitter to like an aunt to like my best friend to like my sister. God rest her soul, she passed away. Um what's coming up on 2 years now. Um but when she lived at this house in Lebanon, okay, with her parents. So we're gonna go back to whenever you were a baby and I was a kid. There was this figure that stood in the corner of her living room, and it was only Leanna and me and her two siblings that could ever see this figure. And we swore up and down, we're like, there is something there. You turn on the light, it's gone. You turn it back off, it's there, right? One night, I was about I don't want to say 5, 6 years old. I remember turning the light on and off 3 times. And the third time when I turned it down, the figure got really close to me and I ran upstairs. Okay? So I run upstairs. A few times pass, then I'm over there. I go ahead and I realize that the dark figure is not downstairs in the living room anymore. This dark figure is now upstairs in the attic where Leanna's room was. And this is back in the late 90s, early 2000s when we had this blow up furniture. So it'd be a bright neon pink blow up furniture that looked like it would be a pool decoration, like a floaty, but it was actually meant for your room. And it was this chair, and I would sit in it all the time. And I would sit in this chair, and I was small enough at the time, so I would curl up in it like I'm getting ready to lay down for a nap or go to bed or something, and the lights go off. And that same shadowy figure that was downstairs in the living room is now upstairs with me in the attic. And that was the last time I saw it. I never saw it again, right? Leanna never saw it again. Go ahead and fast forward a few years. Leanna's like this teenager, right? Her and her friends thought it'd be a good idea to go to a graveyard. And when they go to the graveyard, they have this headstone. And I can't remember the girl's name, but it's really important. So I'm just going to say her name is, we're going to say her name is Beth for right now, okay?
It's really important, so I'm gonna say
It's
her name is
important
Beth.
for I know how stupid that sounds. I'm gonna go
Right.
ahead and actually pull the deed I'm gonna pull information later to go ahead and figure out what the real name is. But we're gonna say it's
There you
Beth
go.
for argument's sake. I will. Because get this. So say her name's like Beth Powers. Okay, we're just gonna come up with a name, right?
Oh
So
my god.
I know.
Disrespectful
It's
as
so
fuck.
shitty because like I can't call her up and ask her what the lady's fucking name was. I can't.
Wow, even more disrespect. Continue with your story.
I don't have a Ouija board on me. So anyway, speaking of Ouija board, Leanna would laugh at that joke if she were here. I just want you to
I
know.
know she would. Like,
She would fucking die laughing, some might say. Anyway, so her and her friends bring a Ouija board and they put it on this random headstone. It's this lady named Beth Powers, right? And they go ahead and they fucking like defile this poor girl's headstone. And they're younger, they don't know. I mean, they do know better, but they don't care. So they, push over the headstone. They're using the Ouija board on it. They have a really creepy night. They feel really weird about it. It is what it is, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to fast forward like another 10 years. Leanna and Tony, they get married. They get this house together in Lebanon. It's a different house entirely. Leanna starts having these weird interactions in this house. Every time she steps into a room, the light flickers. And it's only when she's entering into a room, the light flickers. She's hearing things, she's seeing things. What did you just do? Why'd you turn off your camera?
no, mom just tried calling me.
Oh, well, she's gonna have to wait a second.
Yeah.
So,
is my camera on? You're not on.
I got it. No, I got it. You're fine. I got you. You're good. So anyway, she steps into a room, the light flickers, she's hearing noises at night. I stay over a few times. I actually get to witness these things because I live with her for a few months. And I witness the lights flickering, I witness doors slamming, I witness a light bulb literally exploding when she's getting really, really mad, right? We're in the heat of an argument, and this light fixture is behind her a bit overhead of the stove. It starts glowing super freaking bright and getting brighter and brighter and explodes like it was out of a movie. Okay?
Beth Powers.
Bro, so tell me why I come to find out me and Leanne are doing some digging on the house. And we come to find out that the lady who owned the house right before she purchased it was the same lady whose gravestone she used a Ouija board on.
Nice save. But that's crazy.
I swear to you. It was the wildest thing to me. When we found that discovery, I said, Leanna, shut the fuck up. I said, tell me that is not. And she goes, I knew I recognized that name. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. I said, see, now you fucked up because you went to go play in the graveyard. You pushed over this lady's poor headstone. Now she's haunting you from beyond because you're a disrespectful ass bitch.
We can't really judge someone for doing that.
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking. No.
Right,
We're not talking. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Right.
Nope. I'm like 100% serious. We're gonna jump over that right now. So anyway, do you have any other? Shut up. I'm really upset we didn't go into more detail about the Halloween where you almost died because I really wanted to tell that story, but you kept on cutting me off and pushing past it.
What do you mean?
If you ask me one more time, what do you mean about the Halloween I almost died? I'm going to jump through this fucking camera.
Saying, what do you mean? Like, we didn't get to it.
We jumped over it briefly, but I wanted to talk about the moment, like that scary day. It was like a really terrifying moment for me.
Yeah, you were working at Taco Bell, weren't you?
I was, yeah. It was my first day at Taco Bell, and Mom had called me, and she called me like 2 or 3 times, and I kept on fucking declining the call because I'm like, bitch, I am in training right now. Like, leave me alone. And then something was telling me to answer the call when she called the final time. And so I did. And I was like, hey, Mom. I said, what's up? Is everything okay? And she's like, it's Riley. And I said, like, my heart, I remember it dropping. I was like, what do you mean it's Riley? I just seen you the night before. And you were literally like, I could see your whole skeleton. Your skin was like just cut. It was just a layer of skin over your whole skeleton. It was terrifying. And I was like, what do you mean it's Riley? And she goes, he's a diabetic. And I'm like, the fuck? No, he's not. What are you talking about? And she goes, He's at the hospital right now with your dad. She's like, I'm making a flight out there. I'm coming down there now. And I'm just like, okay, what hospital? You know, and I remember driving, I was so upset that you remember how by dad's house it was like the Treasure Coast. It was like Center or something like that. I got that confused with the actual hospital. So while I'm all upset, panicking, trying to figure out where you were, trying to go to you, leaving work and everything, I drive to a fucking nursing home on accident, thinking that was the hospital. When really the hospital was the same street, it was just across the other street. So I had to go drive to it. I remember dad was so upset that day though, and he kept on beating himself up because he thought he was to blame for it. Because you literally went into a coma. Like you were not coherent at all. And I remember that they were prepping us for you to pass. Like they were basically getting us ready and having talks with us about like the aftercare of what to do or who to contact. Do we need a priest? I think there was a priest that was there coming to talk. Like it was like they were literally prepping us for your death. And I remember just sitting there, I'm like, there's no fucking way this is happening right now. I'm like, there's not.
The disrespect.
That's what I told him. I was like, he's gonna fucking kill all of you now because you're just sitting there. You're being disrespectful. Like, he's breathing.
Right.
He's fine.
Ow,
No, it was
walk on
terrifying though.
everybody's
Do you remember what your blood sugar was? I keep on thinking it was like between like 1200 and 1400. It was like up there
Well,
though.
that's what I remember. I think I remember like them even saying I really want to say like it was like 1100 because she
Yeah.
said no because my percentage was like high. I just forget what the fuck it was, but the nurse told either dad, Jackie, or mom that like that's the highest blood sugar that they've ever seen anybody in,
Yeah.
and that's like
I'm
super
pretty sure
scary.
it was like 1200 or something like that. And dad, they were like shaking. They were white as a ghost. You were sitting there like your eyes you were laying there and I thought you looked like you were dead. I was terrified, but I do remember when you finally came to and you looked all around the room, you locked eyes with me. We looked at each other and both of us just started crying. And I just went to your bedside to hold your hand. And it was like you didn't care. Like you're like, yeah, okay, mom, dad's here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like you literally looked for me, you saw me, and like that was it, like right there. You know what I mean? Like it was just like we fucking just fell apart together. We're like, we're crying right now. It's okay to cry now. Like we were so fucking emotional about it. Which I mean, understandably so, you were dying. So,
Right.
you know, if I'm gonna be emotional, at least I'm emotional because, you know, for good reasons. My brother is on his deathbed right now. Has that been hard for you? You used to be a kid that loved to eat sweets. Has it been hard for you, like, to like completely give them up and like the switch to
Yeah, I
diet soda,
haven't.
which is disgusting?
I mean, I switched to diet soda, but I haven't given up on. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't gave up sweets and stuff. I mean, I still like eat candy and other things, but I don't eat as much of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you used to be like a huge like candy freak about stuff. Like you used to eat candy all you and Jacob candy all the time. Jacob still does. Literally,
I
we sent him a
just.
care package and we gave him like bags upon bags and bags of fucking like king size bags of candy. I don't know why. Oh god, I had a cough, so sorry. Stop trying to flash off your jewelry right now like a Sheen advertisement here. Well, that's pretty much. I mean, that pretty much is like the end of the podcast here. This is like a quick episode, a Halloween special, talking about games and movies and memories, and you know, your near
Are we gonna
death
be up on
incident.
Spotify?
We are. So I will be extracting the audio from this
Yeah.
video and I'll be posting it on Spotify probably after I take my test
Are
tonight.
you gonna be cutting some of my shit out?
Am I gonna be what?
Are you gonna be cutting some of my shit out?
No, all the audio goes on. I did for a while. I did take the audio and I would cut certain things, but then I got to the point where I was like, dude, fuck it. People are here for the raw authenticity of the podcast. They want to hear all of it. That's why they're here. So, you know.
That's some real shit.
What's your top 10, not top 10, top 5. What's your top 5 favorite movies to watch during Halloween? Like, what are movies that like you're instantly in the mood to watch?
All right, so Harry Potter, any
Mm.
of them.
Do you watch them in
Uh,
order, or you just pick them randomly and start watching them?
just whichever one I'm feeling
That's
more
disgusting.
interested in.
Continue. You have to watch them in order. So, anyway.
That's disgusting.
No, you
Um,
are.
my turn to answer.
Cool.
Um,
Glad we did that. Rad.
no, what's um obviously something with like Freddy or Jason. I guess I would
What about
consider them
Freddy
more.
versus Jason? That was a good one.
Yes.
I loved Freddy versus Jason.
I've never really been a fan of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Like, just not. But something to do with like vampires. So like those are good. Um Probably one of the Alien movies. That's another one. And then the
Oh yeah, we
last
just got
one.
done watching the Alien movies.
Oh, the last one, Nightmare Before Christmas. That could be good as a
Amen.
Christmas movie, or that should be up on the top. So rearrange
It's
the order,
heavy.
but
Yeah.
there it is. That's what
How
it
do you feel about
is.
Hocus Pocus? No.
Bro, I'm an adult.
My Tobias, he loves Hocus Pocus. He was so excited for Hocus Pocus too. He was like counting it down, telling me every day. He'd be like, Mommy, it's coming out. Mommy, this is the date. Mommy, save this. Mommy, we have so many days until Hocus Pocus 2 comes out. You know the three witches? He was stoked for it. So when Hocus Pocus 2 came out, I remember we went ahead and we had like a little movie date, me and him. We laid in bed and watched it together and ate dinner. What about Halloween Town? Oh my god, we didn't even talk about Halloween Town. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Those were okay as a kid, but then
I
just
still
like that
watch
movie
them for the
Charmed
nostalgia.
or Charm Sisters or something.
Not a movie. It's a show.
No, I know the show, but there was like this Disney movie with the two twins that
Twitches!
Twitches.
Twitches! Yes! It Twitches too! With Tia and Tamara Mowry.
Mm.
Sorry. I love that. Are you kidding me? I will still watch those movies. I don't care. They're so good. My question is though, how do you go and live in an area and you shop at similar places and people are like, "Oh, you look like somebody." And like you have no idea that you have somebody that looks like literally just like you. Like it's like looking in a mirror. Like how do people not I don't know.
Being separated at birth.
Yeah, I guess that's valid, you know. But have you noticed how like every fucking twin movie that one, they're separated at birth, right? Always happens. And two, the reason why they start searching or questioning things because they feel like a part of them is missing. Every time. You notice that?
I don't know. I don't think I've watched a
No.
lot of movies with like twins in them.
Dude, why did we not bring out Species?
Oh, that's a good one. That one's freaky as fuck.
Is Species the one where they had to like snort cocaine in their nose? Or is that one of those weird movies that we watched?
No, that movie was actually I think on MTV. That's that it's either Facility or Faculty or something like that. But that's with
But
the
it's like
worm things.
it like infiltrates like a school or something like that, right? And the only
Yeah, and the
way
girl
that they found to go ahead and tell if you were possessed by one of these creatures or whatever, if you were one of the creatures, like you had to snort cocaine up your nose. And then they adapted to where one of them could like close off the nostril and pretend that they were snorting it up there. But
that's the
they
queen.
didn't. It was the queen. Okay, that's what it was.
It was
Species
like
fucked me up because I could not get past the first scene of Species where it's like in the shower. There's like a shower scene where like the dude's like trying to get down to business or whatever's like sucking on a thing and then it just goes through the back of his head.
After the fact Well, the part that really like made me feel like this movie's about to be weird was the same feeling that I got whenever you're watching The Fly or The Fly 2. And it always, this movie's about to be weird science shit because it's in like a box, laboratory type shit. So
Yeah.
there's somebody in there. They wake up all confused and they're like, what's going on? And then they're like, oh, gas. Like, that's how you know shit's just about to go down. And that was the part that kind of freaks me out because then she ran, got up on the train, morphed again,
I don't
then
even
started
remember
like
all of that. I just
she was
remember
trying to
the
find a
shower scene.
compatible host.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I just remember the shower scene. The dude was sucking on her titty or something like that, right? And like a fucking tentacle came out and just shot him through the back. Like straight
that
through his
was
mouth.
the pool scene whenever she was like trying to mate with him and then he was like, oh, I'm gonna get out, and she was like, nope.
Yeah, the pool scene, that's what it was. I knew there was water involved. But I remember a mouth being on a titty or something, or there was something. I just remember the dude getting like, it was like straight through. It was really weird. It was such a fucked up movie. You know, another good, this is not even Halloween related, but it's like on the same level. It was like a sci-fi special. Primeval.
Primeval was good. That's
Primeval
more
was
like
really
science
good.
though.
That is, yeah.
Certain episodes are kind of creepy. The bug episode, that one, I'm all out. That was
I don't even know if I remember that one. You know, a good show that could be deemed like a good like Halloween show to watch? Grimm.
Grimm, yeah.
Grimm was so good. Did you watch it all the way through?
Lady? No.
Bitch, the spider chick ends up not being one anymore. Or no, she's not even a spider. She's a witch, right? Like the witch. Remember how like half her face like turns really weird? The blonde.
Oh, the ghoul.
Yeah, she's like a ghoul. They lose their powers by taking the blood of a Grimm. So Grimm took her powers away, right? And then his fiance Juliet lost her memory. And something happens where he ends up having 2 kids with the blonde girl. And at the end of the show, the very, very end of it, those 2 end up together with 2 little kids. And one of them's a Grimm just like him. What was that?
Balloons.
What just happened? Why did I get balloons?
I have to go pee.
No, you're gonna wait a second. I just got balloons on my screen. I don't know why I got balloons. Wait, I'm so confused. Hold on 1 second. Let me just check something real quick. Why did I get balloons on my screen? It's so weird. Does anybody in chat know why I got balloons?
I saw it. Sitting on bitches.
You did see it? How did you see it?
It popped up. It was like a green screen effect.
It was like a green screen effect, but how would you see it? We're not even in... Anyway, I have no idea what just happened. But
maybe it's from Discord.
I don't know. It has to be in Discord, right? I have no idea. I'm like checking all my stuff, my screens here, like see if I'm missing something. I have no idea what that was.
Glad you straightened your hair.
Yeah, I did straighten my hair because I questioned if I should straighten my hair for the podcast, and my brother told me you probably should because it looks like ass. And I was like, you don't even know what the fuck I look like right now. You're telling me it looks like ass, but okay. Cool. Thanks so much.
Well, I'm glad I ask.
Listen, knock it off. I don't know.
Knock it off.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for today's episode here. I think we pretty much covered it. It was a lot of fun, actually. We went ahead and we talked about I feel like this is the second time that I'm trying to get off the phone here with you. But we talked about a lot of Halloween stuff. Glad you're still here. Glad you're alive. Not glad that you keep on bullying me all the fucking time. But I guess that's with the territory of having a little brother.
You have to
Um,
contact me for me to bully you.
I have to what?
You have to contact me for me to bully you. I haven't heard from you in like 40
Oh,
years.
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. You keep on thinking like that and being delusional, then that's fine.
Gang
Well,
gang.
anyway. All right, guys. Well, that has been today's episode of Sundays with Sin. It was a little bit more, it wasn't really like all, like, there was no set schedule and stuff. It wasn't like I was interviewing anybody today. It was more
No,
so
but it's
of,
Halloween.
it is, it's Halloween. It was a Halloween special of me talking about my brother and our favorite memories. And it's been, I mean, it's been fun. It was a fun little topic to talk about for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. I had a lot of fun with it. Was there anything that you wanted to say here or talk to, or say, I mean, really just anything? Was there anything you wanted to discuss, to talk about, to questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, opinions? Anything that was for you, Riley, not for anybody else?
Well, to be honest,
Yeah. Go ahead.
you a
I'll be
bad
honest.
bitch. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. All right.
Get money, stack up,
Yeah.
keep jobs, hold it down.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. All right. Well, it's been fun. Guys, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Sundays with Sin. You will find the audio to this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. First thing in the morning, it'll be there available to listen to. Be
Add
sure
me
to
on
tune in.
Facebook.
Fuck you. Do not ever interrupt me again when I'm doing an outro. Thank you so much. You can go ahead.
This is all. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Are you done interrupting me
Thank you
now? Thank
guys
you.
so much for
This
tuning
isn't
in.
this is not
And,
your podcast. I will mute you
watching
right now.
us. We really appreciate it. And, honestly, you guys mean the world to Sin. And she just wants to end
Yeah.
the chat on this note. And,
Yeah.
getting
Let me know when you're
get
done.
out quicker.
Yeah.
Just,
It's like the mantra for every guy in
know,
my life ever. So
like,
anyway, I will see you guys next week's episode. We're gonna be doing it at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We are doing it at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. My father will be here on the podcast with us. He'll be talking to us about his days in the MLB and giving us lots of fun stories. So if you are an MLB fan, if you have any interest in baseball at all whatsoever, or if you have some questions that you might want to ask about some of your favorite teams, my dad probably has the answer for you. So be sure to tune in next week on Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I will see you guys
11
then.
a.m.
Okay, Crockett. Thank you so much for that. Well, have a great night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Woo.
And I'll talk to you later. You're a dork.